For years, I thought I had to do endless cardio, eat less, and fast during my workout just to get toned. I was convinced lifting heavy would make me bulky, and I thought I was eating enough protein, but boy, was I wrong. And the worst part, the very things that I thought were helping me were actually hurting me, especially once I hit 40. Since then, I have discovered a method by an amazing doctor that is working. And today, I'm going to show you exactly what I am changing, the science behind it, and how you can join me on this challenge too. Because on my channel, I love to try new things to feel and live better and share them with you in hopes that it might help you too. So if you are struggling to get and or stay toned and you're over the age of 40, chances are you're making at least one of the mistakes that I was. Mistake number 1, avoiding interval training. I avoided all forms of interval training because I hated HIIT. The idea of doing endless burpees and jumping lunges for 30 to 40 minutes sounded miserable to me. I don't like to feel like I'm dying while I'm working out. So I stuck to steady state cardio instead, thinking it was my only option. Mistake number 2, not eating enough protein. For years, I believed the myth that eating too much protein would just make me bulky, leave me gassy, and that 20 grams of protein for each meal was plenty. The truth is I wasn't eating nearly enough to maintain my muscle, and my metabolism was actually slowing down because of it. And to be honest, it could have actually been the reason why my period stopped in my 30s. Mistake number 3, avoiding heavy weights. I used to stick to high repetitions and light dumbbells thinking it would actually help me get toned, but here's what no one told me. Lifting heavy actually makes you leaner and stronger because it helps you burn more calories at rest. Mistake number 4, fasting before a workout. I know we hear so much about this, but the majority of the studies for people who train a lot and fast during their workouts is done on men. For the longest time, I believed working out on an empty stomach would burn more fat. So I would wake up, have nothing but water, and start my workout. But instead of getting leaner, I felt weaker, my workouts weren't as strong, and I felt really fatigued. And I just wasn't seeing the muscle definition that I wanted. But once I started fueling my workouts properly, especially with protein and some carbs, I had more strength, I have better recovery time, and I'm finally starting to see some real muscle tone. Everything has started changing once I started following the science-backed approach that Dr. Stacy Sims talks about in her book, Next Level. It turns out that shorter, smarter workouts is better than long cardio. It's not about doing more, it's about actually doing the right things. Lifting heavy is beneficial. Don't fear the bulk. More muscle equals a faster metabolism. And according to Dr. Sims, simply put, women's just do not have the testosterone levels that men have to bulk up. Instead, lifting heavy actually helps us get leaner. Protein is non-negotiable. Did you know that women over 40 actually need more protein than we did when we were in our 20s? We need at least 30 grams per meal, or roughly 1 to 1.1 grams of protein per pound that we weigh. Next thing I am doing every time I work out now is I eat a small meal before my workout. Dr. Stacy Sims talks about without fuel, our bodies actually break down muscle for energy, and cortisol, which of course is our stress hormone, spikes, making fat loss even harder. So instead of fasting, a small protein-rich meal, think between 10 and 15 grams of protein before we work out, is actually gonna equal better strength, better recovery, and better results. So here's exactly what I'm doing now and why it is working. First up, strength training. I lift heavy 3 to 4 times a week. Lifting heavy is actually gonna help build strength and maintain muscle. Secondly, I do something called sit, not HIIT. I do this 3 times a week. It's roughly 10 to 15 minutes, and it's short, high intensity bursts of effort that burn fat and boost metabolism. I walk with a weighted vest 3 times a week for at least 45 minutes. That strengthens bones and improves endurance. Plyometrics, or jump training, which quite honestly, I might dislike more than HIIT. But Dr. Stacy Sims in her book really breaks down why it is so important for us as we age. I do that 3 times a week for at least 10 minutes. The jumping and explosive movements actually increase power, speed, and agility. Mobility and recovery 5 times a week, or at least on the days that you lift. Foam rolling and mobility work are actually gonna help your body recover, keep you flexible, and help you stay pain-free as you age. And protein focus. I fought this for a really long time. My husband's been telling me for years that that I'm not eating enough protein and I have not been listening. So my target is 1 gram of protein for every pound of body weight that I have, which is roughly 140 pounds, to maintain my muscle. This change specifically is helping me feel less irritated and hangry and more energized throughout the day. And it's also gonna help me stay leaner. So if you are over 40 and you're either struggling to get toned or struggling to maintain your tonnage or your muscle strength, I definitely suggest getting Dr. Stacy Sims' book. It is specifically for our age group, which is kind of unheard of for the most part. Most workout books put out by trainers or doctors or either for men or for younger women. So this is huge. There's so much information about pre and postmenopause and gut health and nutrition, and it is just packed with information that up until now I feel like has not been easy to find. So based on her book, the action steps that I would suggest you take are: step number 1, get her book. Step number 2, stop relying on long cardio sessions, lift heavy instead, aim for 4 to 6 reps with each set. And yes, you can do it at home and you don't need a home gym. You really just need some free weights. Step 3, eat more protein than you think we need. I'm talking 1 gram per pound of your body weight. Step number 4, train smarter, not longer. Focus on intensity. Step number 5, do not forget to prioritize recovery and mobility. I know that when you were in your 20s and you were working out on your college campus like I was, you weren't focused on stretching for 20 minutes afterwards or doing mobility workouts. But as we age, it is really, really important. Step 6, eat before you train. No more fasted workouts. And the biggest one, step number 7, has nothing to do with exercise. It is actually all about mindset. Once I stopped making excuses about strength training, started fueling my body properly, things started changing and I started feeling better. And even my husband and my kids have noticed like a difference in my mood now that I'm actually eating enough. I don't have a before and after picture yet. I want to do what Dr. Sims recommends for a consistent 6 months before I share my before and after pictures, before I do a video on it. So I would love for you to join me. So I made a little PDF that's gonna have some tips. It's gonna have some links to my favorite YouTubers, my favorite workout programs on YouTube. It's gonna have some links to Dr. Stacy Sims on Huberman Lab and on Mel Robbins. You're gonna wanna check those out. And of course, the link to her book, which I cannot recommend enough. I would love for you to join me on this 6-month journey. I'm really excited because this year I made the decision that this would be my strongest year yet. I feel like this book and the information in it and the things that I have started implementing and sharing with you today can make a huge difference. And this can be my strongest year yet. So I invite you to join me. We can be stronger. We can take it to the next level together. So get your book. Thank you, Dr. Stacy Sims, for all you do. I truly, truly appreciate your work in the world. If you have read Dr. Sims' book and you've been implementing her tips or her workout protocol, or if this is new information for you and you're excited to get to your next level, I would love to hear from you in the comments. That's where all the community and connection happens on the channel. And until next time, I'll see you. Bye.